Okay, we are back for round 2 of Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev. In the first video, I talked about the reasons why Anthony Joshua will beat Kubrat Pulev. And I gave all the reasons why I believe, well, not I believe, but the reasons why Anthony Joshua beats Kubrat Pulev. Some of those reasons I think are viable. Some of those reasons I think are unbelievable, meaning I really don't believe in them. You'll have to decide for yourself which ones I think are important and which ones I don't think are important. So this second video, bearing in mind I've already given you what I think of the fight, here are my additional reasons as to why Kubrat Pulev beats Anthony Joshua on Saturday night. So let's get into it. But before we get into it, very quick announcements. Got to make these announcements while we're here before we get into it. Let's go down the page here. We're going down the page. Just go quickly. Not that. I want to go here. And nope, we don't want that. Bear with me a second as people are coming into the room. Yep, BWTM Online is now on Amazon TV. So if you have a Fire Stick, download the BWTM Online TV app for free, and you can watch BWTM Online in the comfort of your own home. But guess what? If you've got BWTM Online on your app, on your home, right, and you can watch it on your Fire Stick, you can take it off your Fire Stick and continue watching it on your phone. So if you're watching it on your phone, you can go to your home TV afterwards from your home TV, and you can watch it as well. So basically, wherever you leave off on your phone, it will be on your TV. Wherever you leave off on your TV, it'll be on your phone. So download it on your app, your Android app. If you've got Android phone, it is BWTM Online TV. Download it on your app, and then also download the Fire Stick on a Fire Stick, and let us know what you think. So we're on Amazon TV now. So again, welcome to our viewers across the Amazon TV and across the BWTM universe. It's a long time coming. And to that person, that young man who once said to me, Ingram, you know what? You need to be on Fire Stick. I listened to you. It took me a few years to get there, but now we're there. Thank you so much, my dear friend. I thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. So here we go, the breakdown as to why Kubrat Pulev beats Anthony Joshua. And if you're an Anthony Joshua fan, please don't waste your time in here trying to convince me otherwise. I've done a video just because I did the Anthony Joshua video earlier, so go back and look at that video. This video, this chat is only about Kubrat Pulev. We've done the Anthony Joshua video earlier. Go back and check that out. This is Kubrat Pulev only. Right, so to my Bulgarian fans, why does your man win? Just like I said for the British fans, and some of these views that I have are not strictly my own views. They're just reasons. As silly as they may be, they're reasons. People literally go and bet on, for example, Anthony Joshua because he's got big muscles. I didn't say that. There are people who think, oh, he's a bigger guy, he's hench, he'll win the fight. And there are people that think like that. So we can't exclude people like that, or we mustn't disrespect people like that. That's just what they think. You can't knock a person for that. Okay. So let's talk about why Kubrat Pulev beats Anthony Joshua tomorrow night. Okay, first and foremost, if you're Bulgarian, you're backing your boy. So, you're backing your boy because he's Bulgarian. Okay. But let's get serious now. Why does Kubrat Pulev beat Anthony Joshua? Well, let's put it this way. Kubrat Pulev is, although he's 39, and a lot of people talk about he's aged. I mean, those people say that Kubrat Pulev's gotten older. They should know better, particularly the experts. They should know a lot better, because when you're older as a heavyweight, you tend to get better, i.e. Lennox Lewis. Holyfield had some of his biggest wins. He beat Mike Tyson when he was older, not when he was younger. All right, so that's two guys there. Big George Foreman came back, and in his 40s became heavyweight champion of the world. Okay, so it's not the thing. It's not the given that because somebody's old in the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division is very different to any other division. These guys that have struggled to make weight, this is different. And if you're a finely tuned athlete, which I believe Kubrat Pulev is, it's a different situation altogether. The other thing about Kubrat Pulev, when people talk about this 39-year-old, Kubrat Pulev is a young 39-year-old. Because I asked the question, how many fights have you watched where Kubrat Pulev has got beaten up? How many fights have you seen people go out there and dominate Kubrat Pulev? Many have tried. Many have tried. But none of them have gone out and dominated Kubrat Pulev. And if you're going to talk about the Klitschko fight, let me tell you something. That night, Anthony Joshua would have got knocked out, and a lot of many other heavyweights you'll talk about today would have got knocked out by Vladimir Klitschko that night. Okay? That night, Klitschko would have knocked a lot of guys out. Okay? Klitschko was prime Klitschko. That's the best Klitschko you're going to get. That knocked out Kubrat Pulev. And when you talk about Kubrat Pulev, again, that night, that was a raw, inexperienced Kubrat Pulev. Raw and experienced. You look at the video. It's a young man going in there against a young man going in against a master. He got schooled that night by a master. But you saw his heart, you saw his guts, you saw what the man was made of, Kubrat Pulev. You saw that even when he went down, he got up and he carried on fighting. And he showed wherewithal, even when he got knocked down by Klitschko. Klitschko was no bum. He was unified champion of the world. He was the best guy around at the time. You know, there was no Tyson Fury talking then. It was all about Vladimir Klitschko. And at that time, Kubrat Pulev, even then, before he fought Klitschko, he was a feared man. All right? So let's put some things in perspective. They always talk about the Klitschko fight because that's where people have got to try and find a hook onto something. Oh, the Klitschko fight. Oh, the Klitschko fight. Well, what about, the Andy Ruiz fight? The Andy Ruiz fight. The first time somebody actually put it on Joshua, he fell down and never recovered. What about that? Nobody talks about, the Andy Ruiz fight. Look at that fight. So for everyone who talks about the Klitschko fight, my argument is look at the Andy Ruiz fight. And that was only, a fight ago? That was very recent. The Pulev fight with Klitschko was how many years ago? How many years ago? So when people use that Klitschko argument, I think it's a very silly argument because it's a long time ago. You know, Klitschko, who'd been out of the ring for 2 years, came back and dropped Anthony Joshua. Picture that. A man that was retired, sitting in his chair, says, you know what? I'm going to get up and have a fight. And he goes and does that against Anthony Joshua. And the only reason that stops Klitschko from knocking Anthony Joshua out and voiding him out of the heavyweight division is Vitaly Klitschko. But other than that, think about it. You wouldn't talk about Anthony Joshua. He was out on his feet. So that's one. Two, when you think about Kubrat Pulev's opponent, there's one opponent that brings alarm bells to me for Anthony Joshua, which is Hughie Fury, who's on the bill. What does Anthony Joshua do so well that he's better than Hughie Fury? One, he doesn't have a better jab than Hughie Fury. No way. He doesn't have better footwork than Hughie Fury. Two, he's not as mobile as Hughie Fury. Three, and he's not as fast as Hughie Fury. Four, the only advantage that Anthony Joshua has over Hughie Fury is punching power and physical strength. That is it. He doesn't have a better chin than Hughie Fury. He doesn't have better stabber than Hughie Fury. So what are you telling me? What are you telling me? So Kubrat Pulev is going to fight a guy and he beat Hughie Fury. Eye cut or no eye cut. Kubrat Pulev better than Hughie Fury. Do you understand? And that's another key point that people will not mention. Three, the chin department. People will talk about that rematch against Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, it wasn't so much the game plan. When you think about it, it wasn't so much the game plan. It was more about the fact that Andy Ruiz came in ridiculously terrible shape. And even the shape that Andy Ruiz was in, Joshua wanted no part of engaging with Andy Ruiz to go for the knockout. He skirted around the ring for 12 rounds. And there were moments he clinged to Andy Ruiz for dear life. He said that was a must-win fight. That's how he went about it. He has another must-win fight now against Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat Pulev is not a voluntary defense. Kubrat Pulev is a mandatory defense. Means that they have to fight Kubrat Pulev. He earned this shot. He wasn't picked out as, oh, we'll fight you next. And that makes it very different. That's another reason why I believe Kubrat Pulev beats Anthony Joshua, the mandatory position. He was a guy that was not picked. He was a guy that earned his spot. Another reason to add to that, he was a guy that was picked, that was not picked, but he forced himself into that position. And he's a guy that's forced himself in the position and has no fear of Anthony Joshua. He doesn't care about the big muscles. He doesn't care about Anthony Joshua, the man, the road man. He doesn't care about any of that. He doesn't care. And when a man doesn't care about Anthony Joshua, we've seen how that looks. We saw it with Vladimir Klitschko. He was on his ass. We saw it against Anthony Ruiz. He got knocked out. When we saw it against Dillian White. He got badly rocked. These are guys that are going to let their hands go. These are not guys that are going to stand there terrified. Oh, it's Anthony Joshua I'm fighting. This is a real one here in Kubrat Pulev. A real one. Why else do I think Kubrat Pulev beats Joshua? That chin and the straight right hand. If you go back and look at the fight between Klitschko and Joshua, one of the key things in this fight is the right hand. Joshua could not get out of the way of the straight right hand. And Pulev was able to negotiate. This video is about Kubrat Pulev. If you want to talk about Anthony Joshua, please leave the room and go and look at the Anthony Joshua. This is all about Pulev. Nothing to do with Anthony Joshua. So with Kubrat Pulev, the straight right hand is a punch that Joshua could not get out of the way of when he fought Klitschko. Joshua's style has not evolved since that fight. He was walking in straight lines against Vladimir Klitschko and couldn't get out of the way of the straight right hand. Arguably, Pulev has just as good a straight right hand and just as good a jab. And if Pulev hits him and hurts him, Pulev will not let him off the hook. Pulev will not let him off the hook. Another thing, recovery powers. When Joshua gets hit on the chin, he kind of malfunctions, almost like Frank Bruno. They get hit with a punch and they start to malfunction. They don't know how to hold and recover. He did against Dillian White, but Dillian White was injured before going into that fight. And I was one of the few that sat here and told you, if Ruiz hits him with a left hook, which he will do, it's curtains. Another reason, I don't believe Joshua's made the adjustments of when he's punching. He hasn't been able to understand punches coming back. So Kubrat Pulev is going to punch when Joshua punches. And if he punches when Joshua punches, there where you will see fireworks. He'll be the lighter man. He'll have the better footwork. And he can box around Joshua. He can move around the ring around Joshua. Do you understand? So if Joshua comes out the trap saying he's going to try and steamroll Kubrat Pulev, then the heavyweight championship of the world is going straight back to Bulgaria. He's going straight back to Bulgaria. Good question. Who's the bigger puncher, Kubrat Pulev or Andy Ruiz? How about this is a better question. Who's the more accurate puncher? And I'm going to tell you Kubrat Pulev. Who's the better boxer? I'm going to tell you Kubrat Pulev. When you sit down, you look, AJ, okay, right. Very quickly, Mr. Patrick Curtis, if you are an AJ fan, this is part 2. Part 1 was about AJ. part 2 is about Kubrat Pulev. So those people who are in the room, please, if you want to hear my breakdown of why AJ wins the fight, please go across and look at the previous video. Okay? Thank you very much. And so we go on. Okay. So I'm not sure what your agenda is. Okay, let's just do this. There we go. I'll just be a second. Let's put this as well. There we go. So there we go. So it's all the case of what happens when Kubrat Pulev hits Joshua on that chin again. What happens when Kubrat Pulev hits Joshua on the chin again? And he will hit Joshua on the chin again. How does Joshua respond? I'm not too convinced. You can walk around with all the muscles. If you've got a suspect chin, you've got a suspect chin. No amount of walking around with big muscles and headphones like that. That doesn't make you. That doesn't do anything to someone like Kubrat Pulev. Do you understand? He's been there, seen it, and done it. Question: he's fought bigger guys than Joshua. He fought Ustinov when Ustinov was an unbeaten heavyweight. He beat Ustinov. He beat Dimitrenko. Those are guys that are bigger guys than Kubrat Pulev, and he chopped them down to size. When have you ever seen Kubrat Pulev being dominated in a fight? Go back to the Klitschko fight. Even Klitschko had problems in that fight, and that was a raw Kubrat Pulev. Since then, Kubrat Pulev is blocking. See, blocking. You know what I mean? So there are, but however, Kubrat Pulev, and I want to stress this, he gives you opportunities. Whether Joshua's going to be around to take those opportunities, I don't know. Because if you look at the Chisora fight and you look at the Huey Fury fight, there have been moments where Kubrat Pulev gets buzzed. But neither Chisora or Fury was able to capitalize on those opportunities. They buzzed him and he just able to tie him up. Another thing is Kubrat Pulev can box off the back foot. I'm not convinced Joshua can box off the back foot. I'm not convinced Joshua knows what to do when he's been put backwards. When you put a double jab on Anthony Joshua, he doesn't know what to do. Go back and look at the Andy Ruiz fight, the first fight. Andy Ruiz, the much shorter guy, was out jabbing Joshua. Out jabbing him, beating him to the punch. That's Andy Ruiz. And you've got now Kubrat Pulev, who's got one of the best jabs in the heavyweight division, if not the best jab in the heavyweight division. So I've been saying this for a long while about Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat Pulev is no mug, you know. And then I've just seen the head-to-head at that weigh-in. And Joshua is irate. Why is he irate? Why is he mad? Kubrat's basically said, listen, I don't care about you. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You got beat by a fat boy. And you're in England. And what? I'm going to beat you tomorrow night. I'm going to beat you tomorrow night. Riddell Booker has got a good chin. He's a decent, good boxer. You know what I mean? Apart from Vlad, this, in my opinion, will be AJ's best win. Well, if you're backing AJ for the fight, you know, but he's going to have to solve the he's going to have to solve the jab. He's going to have to. Two things he's going to have to get past: the left jab and that straight right hand. They're the two punches he's going to get past, and he's going to also have to get past the problem of Kubrat Pulev mental game. The mental game. I'll tell you tomorrow. The mental game is what Kubrat Pulev has over Anthony Joshua. Joshua's still learning on the he's still learning on the job. Still learning on the job in compared to Kubrat Pulev. Do you understand? And you see him even at the when they were asking him questions, he's fuming. He's mad. It's like, who's this boy? Who's this? I was gonna punch him in his face, you know. I was going to punch him in his face. I was punch him in his jaw, you know. Yeah, all right. And Kubrat will probably punch you back. The thing is, that kind of talk, I was going to punch him in his face. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. In terms of knockout for Kubrat Pulev, that can come at any time. It could literally come at any time. Why? Because it depends. If Joshua tries to come flying at the traps because he's mad at Kubrat Pulev, then there's problems. And for those people who think, can Kubrat Pulev take a lot of punishment? You should be asking the guy in the other corner if he could take a lot of punishment. Because I haven't seen in Kubrat Pulev's career, bar the Klitschko fight, anybody stick it on Kubrat Pulev. Chisora tried to stick it on Kubrat Pulev. What happened? Huey Fury, who's got faster hands, a better jab, better boxing fundamentals, better footwork, put it on Kubrat Pulev. What happened? Klitschko tried to put it on Kubrat Pulev early. What happened to Klitschko? He did a funny chance with a jab. So I think Kubrat Pulev is ready. He's ready. And for me, he's a better opponent than Vladimir Klitschko. Because with Vladimir Klitschko, two things we know. One, he's been chinned a few times before he got to Joshua. He'd been chinned a few times. He'd been chinned by Ross Purity. He'd been chinned by Lamont Brewster. He'd been dropped several heavily by Samuel Peter on numerous occasions. So Klitschko wasn't invincible. And then he just got beat by Tyson Fury, humiliated by Tyson Fury. Then took 2 years off and came back to fight Joshua. Kubrat Pulev has not. Well, I was going to make a point and I totally forgot my point. Hold on. Kubrat Pulev comes into this fight without that sort of damage. He doesn't come into the fight with sort of damage, getting dropped and hurt and stopped, and psychological, mental question marks. This is a guy that's mentally very strong, physically very strong, emotionally, spiritually very strong, and a man that has got boxing fundamentals. Very, very, very important here. I don't buy all the hype. Kubrat Pulev is a better boxer. Got a better jab, get better footwork. Just a better boxer. It's just a matter of, for me, AJ's got a puncher's chance, and Kubrat Pulev's got better stamina. So let's talk about, oh yeah, Josh is going to win the fight. Second half of the fight. When has Joshua had great stamina? How many people has he stopped late in the fight? Round 11, round 12. Can his gas tank go 11, 12 rounds? And what's Kubrat Pulev going to be doing between round 1 to round 12 for Joshua to be doing that? Is Joshua not going to get hit on the chin? Is Joshua not going to get hit on the chin? Be sure he's going to get hit on the chin. So, well, he's confused anyway. He's confused anyway because what is he? Is he a puncher? Is he a brawler? Is he a boxer? What is Anthony Joshua? What is his style? Puncher boxer? Puncher brawler? Sniper? What is Anthony Joshua's style? What is Joshua's style? And which style suits him best? Well, I think the style that suits him best is when he boxes. Because when he boxes, he's less chance to getting caught when he's trying to knock guys out. Limit himself to 2-3 punches, like how the Klitschko's did. That's what Vladimir did a lot of. Limit his punches. Jab, right hand. Do you know what I mean? And then when he knew you got you hurt, he used the jab, straight jab in the right hand. He kept it straight here. And until he knew you were hurt, then when Klitschko knew you were hurt, he'd be coming with uppercuts and hooks and uppercuts. But you really saw Klitschko throw uppercuts just for the sake of throwing uppercuts, or throwing hooks for the sake of throwing hooks. Klitschko only threw punches when he knew they were going to land. That was the Klitschko way. That was something that managed to taught Vladimir. Only land when you're sure. Otherwise, stay behind the jab. Less opportunities of you getting countered. But Joshua wants to go out there, the big man, and try and blow Kubrat Pulev out there. Good luck to him on that. Good luck to him. I just hope he don't walk onto a jab or walk onto a straight right hand in the process. For me, I've been saying this for the longest while. Pulev by KO. But Kubrat Pulev by KO. London Bridge is falling down again. And it's not being biased. It's not being biased. I just think that Kubrat Pulev for me, is the more technically sound boxer. And, I just think that Kubrat Pulev will be waiting. And he's really got into AJ's skin. So AJ's going to want to prove a point. And he may, AJ may want to come from the streets and go out there. We'll be interested to see what he does. Very interesting to see what happens. And if Joshua loses to Kubrat Pulev, if Joshua beats Pulev, that's for me, his best performance to date. Because Joseph Parker is not a better boxer than Kubrat Pulev. I don't have that from anybody. Joseph Parker, he could be a better boxer than Pulev, but his training does him no favors. Right? I believe Joseph Parker could potentially be the best heavyweight in the world, but they have to change his trainer. I'd love to see him training, Kronk Gym, or working with James Ali-Bashir, a trainer that knows what he's doing. Joseph Parker's got as far as he's got to in his career for having a trainer that's not very good. That tells you how good Joseph Parker can be. I mean, he's got good chin, good punching power. I think he can punch harder. Good box. He's got decent boxing ability, but I still don't know if Joseph Parker knows what he's doing, because I think with an elite trainer, there are things an elite trainer will teach him: how to block a left hook, how to not keep walking back in straight lines, how to have a defense, how to roll, how to shake and bake. All that sort of stuff is that I believe that a proper trainer could, not a proper trainer, but a more experienced trainer could do for Joseph Parker. But it's all about Kubrat Pulev. So tomorrow night, Kubrat Pulev, the new heavyweight champion of the world, the Cobra, Kubrat Pulev. We'll see. Tomorrow night is the moment of truth. Be talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. If Kubrat Pulev beats Anthony Joshua, it won't be an upset. And if Anthony Joshua beats Kubrat Pulev, guess what? Anthony Joshua's a much better boxer than I ever gave him credit for. And for that, I will throw my hands up and say, fair enough. We'll see. So, for you Kubrat Pulev fans and Bulgarian fans, don't forget to smash the like button. Also, don't forget, you can catch us on Amazon TV. If you've got a Fire Stick, no matter where you are in the world, you can watch BWTM online, not just sports, our news, our current affairs, our travel channel. You can watch it all on Amazon TV. So check us out on Amazon TV. You've got a Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick. Check us out. Check us out on Amazon TV. All right? Check us out on Amazon TV. And of course, if you're an Anthony Joshua fan and you don't like what's been said here, go back and check our Anthony Joshua video as to reason as to why AJ beats Kubrat Pulev. So you've got the best of both worlds. Me talking about AJ and me talking about Kubrat Pulev. And I'm telling you exactly where I stand and why I think the reasons why Kubrat Pulev beats Anthony Joshua. I've just given you my breakdown on it. So enjoy. And a lot of people probably hope I'm wrong, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it's boxing and anything can happen. So, yeah, have a great evening. Check it out. Check out my interview with Vlad Tsarenko and James Ali-Bashir. Great interview. Check it out. See you soon. This has been BWTM Sports Gaming. Let's see if we can end this on a nice note, shall we? Yeah, let's give it a big one before we leave, shall we? Why not? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments as always. We're out of here.